Clarets TV talking to Chelmsford City Chairman Steve Shaw and Chelmsford City Manager Robbie Simpson. How are you both doing? Steve, you okay?
I'm really good, really good. Yeah, I think down here for the first day of training tonight, and just good to catch up with everybody again. So looking forward to the season.
Robbie?
Yeah, really well. Obviously we're back today, start of pre-season. Looking forward to seeing all the boys again first and foremost. It's been a long time since we've been together as a group, and I'm really looking forward to seeing their smiling faces, ready to put in some hard work.
Yeah. I hope they've been keeping fit. Have you been putting them under the cosh then?
Well, we had a few, I say optional training sessions, which pretty much everyone came to throughout up until the end of May, and obviously we had a couple of behind closed doors friendlies against different opposition for some trialists and a few of the academy players. And I kind of said have June off, really. Okay. Just have June off. Do stuff if you want to, which I know some of them would do anyway. But Monday I sent them a text with a run to do before tonight, and I think all bar two have done it so far. So.
Does that mean they're running tonight then if they haven't done it?
Exactly that, yeah.
Excellent.
Tonight. That was the thing. Do the run before Thursday and you don't have to do it, or you'll do it on Thursday. So.
Okay. I hope Morgs has brought his running shoes then.
How did you know?
Come on, Morgs.
So yeah, in terms of everything, across the off-season with player recruitment and stuff like that, how do you feel like that's gone?
Really well. I didn't expect it to go as well. I knew. Well, I said to you in an interview, I think we had to be patient, and patient was the word. But we have done a lot of business early, certainly earlier than I expected. But that's a really good thing, because it means that I hope we found some gems of really good value, and it means we get the group together, and we have the group together for longer. There's still spaces to add players for sure, and I hope to make some announcements really soon. I think I've hopefully agreed today a loan with a lad from a football league club that I hope will be announced probably mid-July, and then there's a couple of other spaces where I think, due to Elliot's obviously retirement, and obviously we wish him well, and what a fantastic career and role model he is. Not only to become a professional footballer, to last as long as he did in the game, given the challenges he had, is just. Any aspiring footballer or any of our experienced first team players now can look to him and know that that's the way to conduct yourself on and off the pitch for a football career. But obviously it leaves a big void for us. I wasn't expecting it. I got a phone call and my heart sank really. So he leaves a void that we have to try and replace, and I'd like to replace that as quick as possible, but it needs to be the right person, because he was such a valuable member of the team, and we need to replace the person as much as the player, really.
Yeah. And Steve, in terms of off the field sort of stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'd just like to comment on Elliot first. I mean, honestly, I think I commented last time, he's such a great guy at the club. Really helped me as well, and I think he's done an amazing job with Mickey down at the academy, that we've actually are going to keep him on being around the club and helping us continue the great work he's doing at the academy, but also in a slightly broader role as well, with a lot of the other teams that we've got here and stuff like that. So really pleased that he's staying on. Off the field, I'm gutted actually this week. I'm really upset. David Selby's decided that he kind of is resigned from his role. Personally, I think I've always said and been consistent that, without David and Alan, this club would not be in the situation it is at the moment, which I think is an incredibly healthy situation to go forward. And he's just been amazing and a massive tower. And I know he's been volunteering at the club now for 27 years, and both him and we shouldn't forget Sally as well. I need a volunteer now to come and run breakfast for everybody. Who's going to be selling the half-time raffle tickets? Who's going to be counting the money? Who's going to be providing the sport? In fact, the players on the couch. Who's going to be getting the coffees in? When you've got those away games and all those things. I think sometimes these things are a bit, missed by everybody, and they shouldn't be. David's been immense, and I'm really sad that he's gone and made that decision. But it's his decision. We can't really counter that. I think it just leaves a massive gulf and a massive hole. I'm quite upset about it, to be honest, because he has been such a star. And he's still, no, look, reality is David has been a supporter of this club for a long time, and he will continue to support. In fact, I spoke to him on my way here today about something. So he's not gone anywhere, and, you know, we'll see him in the stands, and him and Sally, and just big thank you. And, you know, I think we will put something out in the next week with a bit of a, let's embarrass him with something suitable in terms of his time.
Sentimental.
Exactly. So thank you, David, if you do get to watch this. So that's really tough. But to be honest, I think we've got a lot of holes at the moment in terms of off the pitch. You know, we're missing. Robbie, we need a kit man. You know, we're struggling to get volunteers to do stuff when it works. So, you know, we need people to. We've got Arsenal Academy coming here on Saturday, but we can't seem to align getting the volunteers and when the groundsman can be here. We've got to put the posts up, so the groundsman and his dad are doing that, so I think that's good. But there's lots of stuff that we need, and it's interesting because one of the things I keep getting, and I'm sure Robbie would love, is can we have a bigger playing budget? Well, if I had more volunteers, I could probably put more into the playing budget. But the reality is I'm going to have to employ more people, you know, because we need jobs to be done. And if we can't get the volunteers to do it, they have to be done. So we'll have to employ people to do it. I'm already out there looking for somebody to kind of do the facilities. And obviously David's stepping down from match day operations. I'll need that. You know, clubs at this level, it's vital to have a really strong volunteer base. And you know, I think we've had one in the past, and I don't know what's wrong. You know, I probably need to chat to the Supporters Club and take a few soundings in the organisation as to, you know, why are we suddenly struggling, you know, to have all the volunteers that we used to have. And apologies to those volunteers who are listening. You know, you do an amazing job. You know, but I feel our risk is we end up putting more and more on those amazing few, and you know, we need to spread the load a bit. I still go back to it's down at Chippenham where I remember seeing the thing, before you complain, have you volunteered? You know, so we're trying to do the right thing and trying to create a great club. You want to be part of it, come and help. There's lots of different things. I actually I've been contacted, somebody is volunteering to help me in the behind the scenes around fan experience. So I've got somebody who's volunteered who's coming directly to me to do that. But I need people here on match days to help with the stewarding and all sorts of stuff. We just need to grow that base. That's my biggest challenge at the moment. Yeah. You know, I'm really pleased to say Alan isn't going, although I think Alan does threaten to leave most days. But I think that's just Alan. And he's just awesome as well. So, you know, look, there's challenges, but behind the scenes, I think we're looking good. I think you're doing a great job, Andrew, if you don't mind me saying.
That's 2 in a row now, isn't it?
2 in a row. I said he's doing a good job. Oh, I need to be careful. We'll not get him out the door. But yeah, no, it's just very positive, I think, and really excited about the new season. Got big plans for up here and what we're going to do, creating a Claret's Lounge, as it were. Yeah, big plans, and I think season tickets is going okay. Well, I hope it is. Not quite going as quickly as I expected, but a few people had little ticket pass issues. But the great thing with ticket pass is we've got a problem. We tell them, they generally fix it. And interesting, I've seen that we've got the Arsenal game on Saturday, and the guy who owns the company is our backup for the telephone number, Rodrigo. So you know, it's fascinating with them, and you know, and he's the guy, you know, who set up Ticket Pass because he wants people to be able to share their season ticket. You know, so the idea is Ticket Pass on your ticket. So if you buy your season ticket, you can't make it, give it to your mate, or give it to somebody who wouldn't normally come. So yeah, I think we're okay. I think we'll be all right.
Yeah.
Getting there.
But in terms of coming back to David leaving, obviously now that's a board member down. In the future, would you look to get more?
Yeah, I think I said last time I want another 2 or 3 people to come onto the board. Yeah. So we'll start that search next month. I know I was supposed to do quite a lot this month, but the Euros has kind of taken the wind out of my sails a bit. That has been exceptionally busy.
Exceptional.
Yes.
Exceptional.
Yes, as Andrew knows, because he's been putting a lot of the hours in serving pints and seating people at their tables.
Yeah, all good fun though.
All good fun.
But yeah, so coming back to volunteers, Robbie, you know, we talk about needing more, but the ones that are here, they do a great job, don't they? And it's a massive help for everyone at the club.
Yeah, amazing. I think I said it in my last interview. It's easy, especially as a player, because I've been a player. It's easy to walk in to a stadium and not notice things that have been done, yeah. And then we should notice it, and we should know that volunteers have gone out of their way, taken their time to make things look nice, to make sure the coffees are there ready, and lots of, obviously, everything. The stand cleared full of rubbish after games and etc. And players should notice that, and players should know that people have volunteered to do that to make the environment better for them, to give them a better experience. So we need to in turn give them a better experience and acknowledge and thank them. And just to touch on David as well, he's been amazing for me. Obviously transitioning from a player to a manager, he's been really supportive, and I'm gutted that he's gone. I remember last season we lost a few in a row, and I was feeling quite down. Obviously not experienced that before, and he pulled me to one side after a game and said, "You're still the same team that beat Welling 4-0." And that was a real settler for me. Hang on a minute, yeah, I do still believe in these players. They are still the players that beat Welling 4-0. Don't lose faith, keep going. And that moment for me last year was fantastic, and can't thank him enough really. And I know I still see him around the place, and I know I still speak to him. He called me, I think it was yesterday, about a potential kit man, so brilliant. And him and Sally are great, and happy birthday to him for yesterday as well.
Of course, yeah. Talk of volunteers, and preparations for next season. Obviously they do a lot, but with the team as well. Today's the first day back for pre-season. What's sort of the plan across pre-season? And obviously we've got lots of friendlies lined up, not all of them announced yet, but they will be very soon, hopefully. But what's the plan across pre-season? Yeah,
a lot of games, because we haven't played games for a long time, so I wanted to get as many games as possible in. So if we start today, I don't think we can have a game as soon as this Saturday, so the following Saturday will be our first one, and then we're pretty much Saturday, Tuesday until the week building up to the first game of the season. So that's great. Initially, I think everyone will say it is predominantly fitness for the first, probably up until we come back from Edinburgh, and then when we come back from Edinburgh it gets into a bit more detail of style of play and getting players more minutes and different systems that we might play and different tactics that we might use. So the back end of the last 2 or 3 weeks of pre-season is where we really try and fine-tune how we want to start the season.
Yeah, and then the great thing about pre-season friendlies this time is that for those renewing season tickets, it's included in the price of the ticket, and it's just sort of...
Well, we've not had any for the last couple of years, and interestingly the groundsman was a bit, I normally get a month that I can get it. No, you need to get it ready. So we're working really hard to get the pitch ready, and hopefully it'll be okay for Saturday. I think we'll make a decision this evening. I'll get Robbie and the team out there to say, look, is this achievable? Because the worst thing we would want would be Arsenal to turn up and go, I'm not putting my players on that pitch. I don't think they will, because I think Adam's done a fantastic job. But now I think the pre-seasons is really exciting. It'll be great. They'll be here. We've got Palace come in, MK Dons. They're going to be great games for people to watch. And yes, they do. It is included. So yeah, really, really kind of excited about the pre-season. We've got some good players. I think it's going to be fun to see the new guys.
Yeah, I think what we have got is a real energy about the squad, and we're trying to get the balance. I said about filling Wardy's void, because that removing him really does remove our sort of experience. But we know, I think everybody who I've signed, I've explained the situation that the club is in, where the club want to go, and they want to be part of it. And I think we've overachieved with the money we've spent or committed to, and the players we brought in. We've overachieved, and I certainly believe in my ability as a coach and a manager to overachieve, and that's what we aim to do.
It's promotion this year, isn't it, Robbie? That's what we agreed, wasn't it?
That's everybody's aim. Every team will be saying the same. We want promotion this year, but it's all right saying it. You have to know how to do it, and I guarantee we'll overachieve.
Yeah. I'll tell you what we haven't talked about. So the other good thing at the moment is the reserves. Announced that this week.
Of course. Yeah, how could we forget?
Exactly. So it's a good way.
Yeah,
you're a big driver behind this. I think it's fantastic.
It's amazing. When I decided to become manager and I saw the Clarets 10 vision and we wanted to produce our own, a pathway needed to be put in place. It had to be. It can't just be on paper and talk about it. You actually have to do it. So that's part of my role to facilitate that in terms of the pathway right the way. We're talking from the under-7s, all the way through to the academy, to the reserves now, which is fantastic. I know Steve in particular has worked really hard to get us to the league that we're in the reserves, and we have got a pathway now. Now we've got a pathway to bring through local talent into the first team, and it's not going to happen overnight. Obviously, it's going to take a long time. That's why it's a Clarence 10 vision and not Clarence next season vision. It's going to take a long time to see the fruit, but the vision is there, and as long as everyone's behind it and everyone's pulling together and everybody knows it, I talk about, and I'm just looking up there now saying many minds, one heart. I mean, that is the heart of the football club, the Clarence 10 vision, and everybody has to be beating in the same rhythm. Everybody has their ideas, obviously, that's why there's many minds, and we all come together, but at the end of the day we've all got the same beating heart for this football club to be sustainable, and the vision's there, and if we all come together like that, that vision can be achieved.
Yeah, and Robbie talks about the many minds, then that's really the goal for next season, isn't it? Getting as many people here as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I want as many people, and I talked about Woody, Elliot earlier, and that's part of the helping with that kind of that pathway. And him and Mickey are already working with the academy. We've got some more guys coming working with the reserves. I just think it's going to be, it is going to be. Hopefully, we can help everyone throughout the club. Elliot's going off to do his UEFA A licence, so we're upping the quality of the coaching within the club, and we want to make those resources available to the other coaches in the club to say, you want some ideas, and it's not just about that pathway in the men's team. We want to help the ladies as well, or the women's team, and all the other teams, about how can we better work together to help this club to achieve what it should achieve. We're much bigger than Colchester, and they're a couple of leagues above us. So we need to be overtaking those as part of this 10. But actually, it's not about them. It's about us. It's about us as a club going forward. I've got 8 years left now, I think, to get to the National League. So
the Football League.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I think I've got 4 weeks. Sorry, I don't. Robbie does. He doesn't like it when I pull him up. Yeah, we'll do it. Look, we've got to have faith. I think, as everybody says, is, shoot for the stars, and you're right, might reach the moon. Yeah. Not Southend.
Not Southend.
Is what somebody was used to say to me, which, given our proximity to Southend now, I think it's quite funny. So that's what we want to do. We want to think big, and we want to do things right. And I think that's we want to attract really good people into the club that kind of want to be part of that vision and that long-term vision of where we want to be, and think, I want that on my CV almost. I was there. I helped deliver that club to there. And that's everywhere. There's players, right from the youth. I want to get in. I want to go and develop. And it's great seeing some of the parents of the youth you talk to about, the lads in there. Are just so pleased, and that they've had the opportunity to train. I remember Anicius's comment. He came on the Oxford City game, didn't he? And he was so chuffed. It wasn't that he just, that he got on. It was that he managed to pass the ball to Simeon, and went on and scored. And he said he's an international footballer, and and I passed the ball, and that's what led to his scoring. He was so pleased, and it was lovely that. But we're getting the right stuff. I think the guys are doing a great job. I know they've been at Moulsham today, and the Dom Forbes, he shouldn't go, unnoticed. He's head boy at Moulsham School next year and part of our academy. Fantastic, because we're trying to do the right thing, and let's work with partners like Moulsham School to do great things for Chelmsford. And I want to do more in the community of Chelmsford, and what can we do? And it will all come together. But we need the fans to support us. We need the supporters here, and get more people into the ground and start to create that feeling. Yeah,
and that's a fantastic story, isn't it, about Dom being named head boy at Moulsham High School?
Yeah, I love it. When I got informed of that, it made me quite emotional, actually. He's such a lovely lad, and it just goes. It just demonstrates everything what we're trying to do for these young people and for the community. We're developing them as people as well as footballers, and whatever happens in their life, whether they go on to become a Chelmsford player and play football or not, we know we've helped them in every aspect of their life. And Dom's attitude is a beacon really for the academy. He's head boy at Moulsham School from only being there for a year. He's part of our academy. I know Moulsham are absolutely delighted. I know Mickey and Wardy had a their end of year meeting with them today, and Moulsham are absolutely delighted with how the academy's going. And one of our boys is their head boy, and he's gone through a lot, Dom, as well. You know, he got released from Cambridge United as a 16-year-old. He took the decision to join us. It's not local to him really, Chelmsford, but he took the decision to come and be part of Moulsham and be part of this club. And it's just a fantastic story for him, more importantly for him, but also for Mickey and Wardy. The shop that they're running down there at the academy is obviously fantastic, and it's what this football club is now all about, developing people and developing footballers, and it's just such an amazing achievement in such a short space of time.
Yeah, that's really fantastic news, and congratulations to Dom, obviously, for being named head boy. But sort of rolling it back to the reserves, just to get your thoughts on that, and if you can tell us a little bit more. Obviously, we were accepted into the league on Tuesday.
Yeah, so I was on the 7:30 the Essex and Suffolk Borders League committee, AGM. Thank you to all the other clubs in that league who supported us going into the Premier Division. I know football is very keen on its merit and people are promoted, so that's very good of them to allow us to go at that, which is the top level in their division, which is Step 7. Which is fantastic news. So we're in there. I'm excited about what we're doing. We're going to be playing at Heybridge's ground. It'd be great to be able to play here, but I'm not sure the pitch would take another team playing on that every week.
No thanks.
No, I get complaints from the manager. So we're going down to Heybridge. So really, thank you to Heybridge for agreeing to host us down there. And I think the key thing will be actually trying to get supporters down there. When we're away and people can't make the trip, then go down. And we might look at, I think they're less rigid about kick-offs at 3 o'clock on a Saturday, so it might be that we organise some of their fixtures at different times so people can support both. And I think that'd be great for people. I think it'd be great to get a team down there playing in a proper thing. I think that's one of the things you wanted, wasn't it, Robbie? You don't want them playing in a park. I mean, I think you've almost got to have a roped off area, but we want them to play in a stadium.
Yeah, it's part of their development. It's part of their pathway to the first team. Learning how to play in the stadium, in front of a crowd. Hopefully, it's all part of their development. Playing men's football at a stadium in front of a crowd to make them ready for when I call upon them.
Yeah. And I think that's the key thing. It is that progression, and it's that real progression. You've already shown with the guys that you've played. What was it? Reggie came on. He was the second youngest person ever to play for Chelmsford City. And we'll miss that with David, of course. We won't have Mr. our own Stato.
I'll absolutely miss that.
We may not miss the jokes quite as much, but never mind. I think we've seen that, Robbie is open to that. You prove yourselves as a player and you get the opportunities. And I think, we're looking to do, it's quite a long way from Step 7 to Step 2 where we are. So we're talking to clubs about, how do we bridge that gap? And obviously, that's, we'll look to work with other clubs as well as development pathways for players. And we got the academy. I was so excited about it, and I think Robbie and I even went and had a chat with the under-8s like a couple of weeks ago, and they're just chuffed because they're really important to us. They are our future players, and I think that's what we want to invest some time in. That's why as I say, I'll go back to Elliot staying around because it's about fostering that family that we've always talked about. But at the same time, we're not going to force ourselves onto those people. If they want our help, we're here. I've had people say, we didn't know we could help. Well, you just ask, and the answer will probably be yes. We just need to work out who can help. And that's what we're here to do as a club.
Yeah. And in terms of reserves, a few more details. Manager, that's all sorted?
Yeah, got the manager sorted. So Mark Stephan, who's been looking after the under-16s, is going to be the manager of that team, supported by Paul and Elliot. Not Elliot Ward, Elliot, the other Elliot. So he's looking forward to it. Oh, and obviously a big thank you to EMJ, who are going to support, and Spencer Gore and his team. They've agreed to sponsor the team for this coming season. We wanted to call it Team EMJ, but unfortunately it was a little bit tricky with the registrations and which league you could get in. So we've gone with the Chelmsford City Reserves as a simple name this year, and hopefully we can support their aspirations in that space going forward.
Fantastic. Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you, Steve, and thank you, Robbie.
Cheers, Andrew.
Thank you.